Hello guys and welcome to Thrift and Fortune, where we talk all things reselling. In today's video, I wanted to get a little personal and chatty with you and to tell you my story, how I became a full-time reseller, how I quit my marketing job and today regret it. So let's go. But before we do, please like this video, subscribe to this channel and say hi to me in the comments. Your support means the world to me. As you can tell by my lovely accent, I'm not from around. What? I was actually born in Ukraine some time ago, and my full name is unpronounceable Slavic name Eugenia, which no one can spell or pronounce. Yeah, my parents never thought I will live somewhere outside of Eastern Europe, so they couldn't just name me Anna or Christina or, whatever. Anyway, I like my name. I grew up in the 90s, and when I was a kid, I moved to live in St. Petersburg with my grandparents. Not St. Petersburg, Florida. That's St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg is gloomy.
St. Petersburg is bleak.
My underwear got frozen standing here.
Which is super ironic because I live in Florida now, in Miami. And if you ever been on TikTok and saw those memes about Slavic girls, well, they all true. This is how my childhood looked like. I must say it was a lot of fun. But we didn't have any money to buy new clothing and there was not a lot to shop from, so I started to go secondhand shopping and thrifting with my grandma at a very early age. I guess you have to start at an early age to really love thrifting. So thrifting became my cardio ever since I was a kid. And then when I moved back with my parents again, we were lucky to live next to a huge secondhand store. So I remember when I was at school, I always had those, fun, grungy, cool things. I was that girl with a cool style. So yeah, thanks to secondhands, I was always, I always had nice things to wear. I was always thrifting for unique things. And I guess that's when I truly became addicted. Moving to year 2K, when we all started to look like this. And I have to say that I kind of get into this logo mania and brand mania too. And that's when I, became curious about brands and everything. I was working at the PR agency and I started to spend all my money on brands, and I traveled a lot and I brought different branded items from all over the world. And, I remember going to New York and, shopping at Fifth Avenue and having all those nice things. That was my cardio back then. But I didn't have my own style, so it was kind of all over the place and I forgot about secondhand and thrifting for a while. In 2016, I moved to New York to be with my boyfriend, then now husband, and I became a New Yorker. My dream came true. And yeah, I was that kid who grew up watching Sex and the City. By the way, let me know in the comments down below if I have any Sex and the City fans here. But yeah, I dreamt about New York ever since I was a teenager, and that was a dream come true. But living in New York wasn't easy for me because I couldn't work and I stuck at home being miserable with no friends, with no one around. And let's just say it was a hard times for me. And that's when I discovered secondhand and thrifting again. I started out of just curiosity going to different secondhand and thrift stores, and I started looking at vintage items again, and it kind of all picked up from there. And this whole excitement when you go to the thrift store, that gambling feeling, what you're gonna find there, it just came back into my life. And I just want to thank a lot of amazing thrift stores in New York that brought me back to my game. In 2019, I landed a job at Media Holding as a marketing manager, and I worked there 4.5 years. That was my marketing era, and I was happy. Honestly, I was thriving. I loved marketing. I had an extensive experience in all aspects of marketing, in events and PR and everything in between, and I was happy because that job was everything I wanted for a long time. And then 2020 came, and you all know what happened in March 2020. We all went to lockdown, and those were the days of, a lot of panic and uncertainties. And, we were all in the same situation together. We were all not sure what the future holds, and it was kind of hard. But in the middle of pandemic, I realized that we're probably not gonna get into the office, and I have to start healing and I have to start moving on. And don't get me wrong, I just love that office vibes, that open space vibes. I loved going out to happy hours with my colleagues, but I had a feeling that that was the end. So I started selling my office closet on Poshmark, where I used to shop before, but I never tried to sell anything. It started to pick up, and when I got my first sales, I was so incredibly happy. So I just looked forward the next sales and the next sales. From there, I just got super excited. I sold all items from my closet. When I sold all office items from my closet, I started to do the same with my husband's closet, and yeah, I was just unstoppable. I needed to know what else is there, and that's when I discovered huge YouTube reselling community here, and I was shocked. Like, there's so much incredible YouTubers, resellers here who are sharing their knowledge, who are extremely generous, and who, sharing all those amazing tricks and hacks, how you can become a successful reseller. And I thought I discovered my game, even though, just don't get me wrong, I don't know those people personally, but I feel like they're all my friends and my family, because reselling community is amazing. That's why I started this channel, because I wanted to share, I wanted to give back, and I wanted, kind of pay forward what those amazing YouTubers did for me when I just started out. I started to get better. I started to get more strategic. I started to source, and I remember going thrifting the first time, buying my first sale items, going retail arbitrage. It was incredible. It was like I discovered something that I truly love, and what makes me wake up in the morning and makes my heart beat. So I was incredibly happy. And then I think around 2022, I got super burnt out at my corporate job, and we went to Florida to visit our friends, and my husband and I decided to move from New York to Florida. Yep. Don't even start. I know everything about New Yorkers moving to Florida, so keep your jokes to yourself. I heard them all. And so when we moved, I realized that I don't want to, I'm not happy doing what I was doing. I'm not happy at my marketing job. I want to try something else. And that's when I started to kind of shift my focus to my reselling business. It wasn't business yet. It was just, me trying to flip different items. But I thought to myself, well, I think I can do this. I think I can turn it into a job. And so I started to pivot. I started to learn the best practices. I started analyzing my data. I, put on my marketing hat and started to treat my reselling hobby as a business. And it took off. The first months I started to treat my hobby as a business, I hit decent numbers, and I was like, wow, yeah, I can do this. So it took me 6 more months to actually, be confident in at what I'm doing, be confident that I can do this full time, that this can pay my bills, that this, can be a full-time job. And yeah, in summer 2023, I announced that I will be quitting. And the first months I went reselling full-time was the worst months ever in sales. I remember, I was so shocked, wait, what? I did everything that I was doing before, and this is the worst months ever. My sales were super low. They were so low that I think I got more when I was just selling my own items, and it was super discouraging. But there's another thing you should know about me. I'm also a Capricorn. That means I am super stubborn, and I never stop at anything. And I mourned my losses. I swallowed my pride, and I started to work twice as hard. So yeah, now my reselling is a full-time business. I like to sell vintage items, luxury brands, and my specialty is luxury branded bags. And so yeah, this is a full-time job now, and this is a full-time business. I couldn't be more happy. Honestly, sometimes I miss the structure of, having a corporate job, but other than that, I'm definitely happier being a reseller, and I'm happy to be here to share with the community. That's why I started this channel, because I wanted to make video, I wanted to share, and I want to, build a community. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below, guys, where you are at your reselling journey. Are you an experienced reseller? How did you find my channel? Let's chat, and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye.